this is Page Turner, an RPG show. This is a very different episode of Page Turner. Instead of our normal, regular scheduled content, this is actually going to be somewhat of a flashback episode, starring our dear friend Bardolph and his antics before he even met his first Little Red Riding Hood, and how they met. So, we will go ahead and jump into the action, and start with Bardolph, who has just gotten a massive win in the tavern, fleecing a couple people out of money. When he walks out of the tavern, where are you going?
Hey there, fellas. Oh boy, that fuck. There's a lot of you. You bring,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't cheat a man out of his money and get away with it.
Okay, Bardolph loses all pretense of, you know, camaraderie and pretends that he is completely stone sober. He draws himself up to his full height, his beautiful unscarred face still sporting his typical 5 o'clock shadow, and he gives them that shit-eating grin. And he steps back into his fighting stance, raises his hand, and gives them the come on then. There's 6 of them, and he knows that there's 6 of them.
Yep.
He also knows that, there's no way all 6 of them are actually going to fight all at once. I mean, that'd be unsportsmanlike.
You watch as they just all circle and start trying to pummel.
Uh-oh. Oh!
What is the meaning of this?
Bardolph, lowers his guard just enough, deflects an incoming blow, and turns to see who's shouting at the group.
It is a beautiful young woman in a red cloak with scarlet red hair.
Yeah, tough.
Holding... And she holds up her hand and a fireball appears. 6 on 1, it's unsportsmanlike. I would suggest you all scram before I set you all on fire, 'cause you don't want that, I can assure you. They just sort of look at her with this look of what the fuck, lady?
How many dames do you know that can call forth fire from their fingertips, boys? I think you better call it a night.
One just, as they go to walk off, one just square punches as you duck.
I knew it was coming.
You got enough ass whooping. And they go to walk off.
Bardolph takes a deep breath and just lets it out.
She quenches the fire in her hands. You alright?
I don't think so. I think I died and went to heaven.
Aren't you cute, Wolfie?
You're not too bad looking yourself, Red?
Vivian.
Bardolph. He shakes her hand.
Red is the last name.
It always is.
The cloak gave it away, huh?
The hair, the temper.
We do have fiery temper to match our cloaks and hair.
Rather legendary. If rumors are to be believed.
Yeah, we can be. It's also how I knew immediately what you were. Dead giveaway as soon as you open your mouth.
It's been a long night, and if you're gonna start hassling me over my race,
I don't care.
I really think I'd rather go back to my room and just sleep it off.
No, you're good. I was not gonna hassle you, 'cause I don't care. Most Reds do, but meh. I'm not most Reds.
I try to avoid most of them, and well...
Yeah, that's smart. Most of them kick your ass and ask questions later.
Well, gosh.
What? So what is a person like you doing getting your ass kicked by 6 men?
They were sore losers.
Oh. I heard something about cheating or...
That's exactly what a loser would say. Come on, why don't you let me buy you a drink with the money they lost? It's the least I can do.
Okay. Why not?
He smiles and walks up to her and you know, spits a little bit of blood off to the side as he's going over there, and he offers her his arm and to like properly escort her
She takes
the
it.
10 feet to the tavern entrance.
Such a gentleman, I'm surprised.
Not all wolf folk are a bunch of thieving, raping, pillaging scum of the earth.
No, I was more surprised at the guy who just nearly got his ass beat for hustling at cards was the one who was being such a gentleman.
I mean, hustling, that's a pretty good word. I like that. Sounds a lot better than cheating. Yeah, hustling. I'm gonna remember that. I don't cheat, I hustle. Good. Here we are, he says, and pulls out a stool for her at the bar.
She sits down. So, even between you getting your ass kicked, you seemed a very capable fighter.
I mean, 6-on-1, like you said, it's not very sportsmanlike.
That's
I
not.
mean, 4-on-1, I could probably take them. 5-on-1, that's a little unfair. 6-on-1's flat out cheating. Now that's cheating.
It is. Hence the reason why I threatened to light him up.
He smiles at her, and his eyes kind of flash yellow a little bit as his wolf side tries to surge forward, but not so much as a facial tick gives it away, other than the eyes. But, I
Yeah.
like your attitude.
Well, I'm glad. I'm actually in need of someone who seems to be as capable as you.
Oh, trust me, Red, you have no idea how capable I could be.
Well, want to test that theory?
He is like, well, I mean, I was gonna buy you at least a drink first.
That's not what I meant. I mean that later, but I
He puts an
actually.
eyebrow. He's like, you're Red. I'm a wolf.
And I.
And you're not trying to,
Eh.
flip the table and come at me. This is pretty strange.
Well, yeah, but like I said, I'm not your average red, and I lost interest in my family a while ago. They're boring. They didn't want me to explore various avenues of magic, and they frown upon what I'm trying to do.
And I'm like, well, I can tell you this much. I am certainly interested in your family if they're like you.
Hmm. Not all of them. I'm a unique person in my
I
family.
bet you are. Rare as a unicorn. And twice as pretty.
Thank you. No, I'm looking for artifacts of the historical variety, and these places can be dangerous. I mean,
Grave robbing.
it's not grave robbing if it's over 100 years old. It's archaeology.
He thinks about it. Right. That's what I meant. Archaeology. Yeah, I can help you with that. Sure.
I think you'd be entertaining to travel with.
I'll definitely have you rolling all night.
Oh, you.
He just smiles. He's like, if you like this, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh,
There'll
have
be
I
a
not?
full moon. There'll be a
Ooh.
full moon in a week or so.
Oh.
Yeah, you might be careful. You might be careful. I might just huff and puff and blow all your clothes off.
I don't know if that
He,
sounds like the worst of ideas.
he kind of thinks to himself. He's like, you know what? I'm not sure if that went well or not. I'm gonna have to practice that line in a mirror or something.
Oh, you're adorable when you're trying too hard.
Well, I mean, you seem to be responsive. I'm just trying to give the ladies what they like.
No, I think you'd be very helpful. And it doesn't hurt to have eye candy on the road.
Yep. he says, I've often been used as distractions, though not typically for my good looks.
That's surprising, because I mean, you're a very attractive person.
Ah, shucks, you keep talking like that, you're gonna give me a big head.
Oh, um, could say things, but we're in polite company, and crass comments might not fly over as well.
I mean, I, I see what you're getting at. It's appreciated. We'll say it's not every day you get a woman with a dirty mind, but class.
Well,
Typically, you have to pay actual coin for those.
I try. So, I will pay you, of course, to help me out. You'll split the profit.
I mean, it sounds fair. We don't find anything, we're both broke. We find something,
Exactly.
we're both rich.
Exactly.
Uh, you and I can follow that kind of math.
And I happen to know she pulls out a journal, which we all now know is the journal that Bardolph has, and opens it. I know of quite a few places that have various artifacts.
Nice book.
Oh, thank you. I made it myself.
Huh. A magician, talented, and magical to boot. Yes, he did just intentionally say a magician, talented, and magical. It was intentional.
Okay. Now who's being the flatterer?
He looks around behind him. He's like, "Is it flattery if you just stating the obvious?"
I guess not. So, we have a deal, Wolfie?
I mean, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable if we had like, you know, slightly more defined terms. But let's just say you've got my interest.
Okay. I can write
Maybe one
something up.
first. That would be great. And maybe once I'm sober, I'll be able to read it.
You should, are you staying at the inn?
You know, I wasn't going to, but I'd allow you to change my mind.
Oh. Maybe when we're on the road? For now, you need to sober up, because we'll be leaving first thing in the morning, Wolfie.
Mornings, they're the best of times or the worst of times. All right, Vivian, a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I
Pleasure
guess
to
I'll
me.
take your advice and turn in early.
Good. I will see you down here in the morning, and we'll start our journey. I know of a place outside of town. It's said to have something really interesting and unique.
I wonder if it's shiny too.
Don't know. Probably more of the wooden variety, but we'll see.
He just kind of looks question- questioningly at her, but says nothing. He heads to the barkeep and drops down a couple of his newly acquired silver coins that he had to bleed to keep,
Yep.
and gets himself a room key and orders her something highly alcoholic and on fire
Oh,
and has it sent over to her.
thanks, Wolfie.
He just nods to her and heads upstairs. He's like, I gotta get a hat. I really gotta get a hat. I need to be able to tip that hat.
Okay. Morning comes, and he wakes up in the tavern room, and I'm assuming heads downstairs.
Yep, pretty much slept in his clothes because they're the only clothes he has. They're a little bit threadbare. They're not his like nice three-piece suit. It's really just like a white button-up shirt that's a little big because if he wolfs out, he doesn't want it to rip. And some nice, well, once nice breeches that are actually kind of like getting a little bit thin in like the knees. Um, they also are just a little bit big, and he's got them tucked into his boots. one of the few pieces of his apparel that are actually like in perfect condition. He meticulously keeps them clean uh, because he walks everywhere.
Right. So he heads downstairs, and sitting at the bar is the Red from he met previously, writing something on what looks like really nice parchment as she eats with one hand and is writing with the other.
He decides to just stand there and watch her, and, quietly admiring for a few minutes.
She seems to be writing up some sort of contract or charter.
He walks over and just like, he got like a family crest on there and everything.
Well, yes. Of course I do. You said you wanted something more official and concrete. So that's what I'm doing.
You know, I never thought I'd say this about a piece of paper, but hot damn, that looks attractive. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Hold on, the ink hasn't dried yet. So
I'll be
impatient,
careful.
Wolfie.
He snatches it from her. I'll be careful. Snatches it from her. The ink does run just a little bit, but he doesn't care.
It basically says that you are with contract with her to basically watch out for her and be her bodyguard of sorts for half of the profit of any items found in regards of ruins or tombs and things of that nature.
He looks it over. She's like, "Well, we wouldn't be the first person I've been paid to protect. Sure."
Well, hopefully this will be more interesting than the last job.
No, I have a feeling that it will at least have some good fringe benefits.
There you go again, Wolfie. You keep talking
Well,
like that and you might succeed.
I'm nothing if not determined. And I
So, huh?
didn't even realize I was, and I didn't even realize I was being flirtatious. It comes naturally whenever beautiful women are around.
Well, like I said, I know of a place not too far from here that's said to have been owned by someone who made enchanted items.
It sounds kind of like magic. And magic sounds kind of dangerous.
Well,
Um,
that's why I'm here.
okay, you handle the magic, and I'll handle the bug squishing and jar opening. I got it.
Oh, you make it sound like we're already a thing.
Um, you don't. We are. You just don't know it yet.
Oh, there you go, getting ahead of yourself. You are very
You,
entertaining, Wolfie.
you make it so easy.
Right, so let's set out then? Or do you want to get food first?
He hasn't even realized he didn't eat breakfast. His eyes slowly widen. I'll be right back. He he takes two. Well, actually, he's at the bar,
Yeah.
so never mind. He spins and thumps his fist on the counter. Barkeep,
Yeah?
I want a bacon and egg sandwich with a side of bacon and another side of, thinks about it, bacon
So an order of bacon and a bacon and egg sandwich. Got it.
with a side of bacon.
Quite the appetite you have there.
He just kind of looks at her and he's like, he's about to say something, and he just like chomps his mouth closed.
I can see that you can bite your tongue. Good boy.
I try not to bite my tongue, it hurts, but keeping my trap shut, yeah. My pop was pretty good about taking me that.
Well, he did a good job.
Didn't keep him alive though.
Sorry to hear that.
Me too.
So, what are you good at? Other than getting your ass kicked in an alleyway.
Oh, you didn't even get to see me get started, lady. I mean, I can hold my own.
Okay.
And you know what? I can hold your own too.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for.
I don't use blades or bows. These are all the lethal weapons I need, he says, holding up his hands. They're less calloused and honestly, like a little bit more dexterous looking than probably I think like 3 years later, whenever the main game takes place. So far, these hands have mostly been used for dealing cards, but he'll earn his calluses from adventuring yet.
Yeah. So, you're a fist fighter.
I mean, you could call me a pugilist, but I prefer to think of myself as a trained artist.
Oh.
Yes, yes, an artist, and violence is my medium,
Hmm. That would be
and
interesting.
fighting is my canvas.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Usually I stay at a distance. And you're up close. That would be useful. Just try to avoid my fireballs.
I mean, try not to shoot me in the back, and I think we'll have it covered.
Don't plan on it. I keep to my word, and I won't abandon you if you don't abandon me.
I mean, sounds reasonable, he says. I was being kind of literal. Don't shoot me in the back with fireball. That
Oh.
hurt.
Yeah, I don't plan on it. Plus, I would imagine you don't fight like this. And she gestures to him. Or do you?
I can, but let's just say when I'm fighting, my more handsome side comes out.
Yeah, plus, I don't like the smell of burnt hair.
Me neither. You know, my cousin got burned at the stake
Oh.
like last month. That
Oh.
was terrible.
That does sound terrible. People can be cruel.
Yeah, I'll never forget the stench.
Ugh.
What a
So,
howl. Sorry. Wow, that got dark.
it's
People ate a
okay.
drink.
It's okay. No, what I was going to say is, do you have anything to take care of before we start our journey? Any people to say goodbye to, or.
Nope. I'm a bit of a loner.
Oh, most folk that I'm aware of travel in packs.
Yeah, well, I had my reasons for leaving.
I don't blame you. I had my reasons for leaving too.
Well, I guess we're both lone wolves.
I guess we are.
Well, here's to making a pact together, he says, and puts out his hand to shake.
She shakes it back. You know, we really should get you nicer clothes.
I really wish I could afford nicer clothes.
Well, if you travel with me for long enough, you will. We
It'd be
keep
nice
the
to have more than a
artifact.
pocket full of coins.
Huh?
It'd be nice to have more than just a pocket full of coins.
We keep most of the artifacts, but when you find them, there tends to be more things of other value there that you can either sell or sometimes you find coin itself.
I'd heard stories about like dragon hoards and other treasure.
Yeah.
I thought it was just, made up for suckers, but you really seem to believe it.
Oh, we're not looking for dragons' hoards. We're looking for various old objects, found objects, things that still have magic, that have a story behind it.
I like stories.
Well, good. So, are you ready?
He has, in between talking to her, he has been like speed eating the bacon and egg sandwich. He wipes the crumbs off of his face and just kind of like flicks them to the tavern floor, and says, "Yup, let's go find some treasure."
All right, Wolfie. You
His
uh
eyes gleam with the thought of adventure.
you guys travel for a bit, head outside of town and get to a forest area. She's like, "We'll have to go into the forest, deep In the heart of it.
Reminds me of home.
Well, good.
And he just like shifts. His body stretches out. He gets taller. His feet elongate, ending in paws. He sprouts pure black fur all over him. He's been taking decent care of himself, so the fur comes out like a healthy, with a bit of a healthy sheen.
Then
He
he
has
doesn't have the white, right? And he doesn't have the
he doesn't
shocks of white in his hair.
he doesn't have the white in his hair, and he's in human form, but he doesn't have the white patches where he was scarred yet either. Other than like, well, he has a few bits of like white on his back from like an animal attack a long time ago.
Well,
But otherwise, he's completely black anthropomorphic wolf person.
well, that's interesting. Didn't even give me any warning.
Like you needed any?
Nah.
He pops his knuckles.
So this is what
Ah,
you really look like.
what I really look like is both. He says, looking down at her from his 7 foot tall height.
She's looking up with him with a smug look on her face that she just continuously has.
In fact, if time spent in one form or the other is to be considered, I actually look like the other me, he says as he strides into the forest, just gracefully kind of becoming one, like dodging branches somewhat instinctively, avoiding dry twigs and leaves where he can to make the least amount of sound.
She's a little less stealthy, but not, any slouch herself. You guys travel a little bit of a ways, and you get to what looks like a cottage in the middle of the woods that looks as if it's overgrown.
He looks back and he's like, "Is this what we're looking for?"
Yep, but don't let
Uh,
looks fool you.
Looks pretty poor.
Don't let looks fool you, Wolfie.
He says, "Well, what do you want to do about it?"
Proceed with caution.
He
Roll a
kind of squints his eyes at her, like, "What the fuck is that supposed to mean?" But he perks up his ears and you
roll
know
a perception.
heads forward. Um, 10, 10 to 12.
Yeah, you would have added your modifier. So
Yeah, so 12.
as you step closer to the cottage, you hear a coming from the cottage.
What the hell?
I
Uh,
think I might know what that is.
Something's alive down there.
Yep. Well, something's mechanical down there.
I don't know. Sounds like a thing to me, like a living thing. He says, skirting along. Well, he's heading towards whatever entrance she seems to be steering him towards.
Okay, yeah, she's heading you towards the front entrance as the door swings open and you see a automaton.
So the door swings open. Automaton steps out. Bardolph. Huh?
I said mechanical.
So what's it look like, and how come it's not attacking me?
It is a large, almost as tall as Bardolph is, metal and wood construct that has like a square, almost like he took a log, like the person took a log, put it as a head with like a knot nose and a face carved into it, and like bits
What
of
the
metal for jointing.
what the hell are you supposed to be? Yeah.
And blades pop out of its hands and
Ah!
start to spin.
Patient defense.
Okay. Roll initiative.
8.
Okay. The automaton comes forward and goes to slash at him. And yeah, that'll definitely hit with a nat 10.
Yeah, I had like a -5.
Yeah,
Oh, huff, huff. This is gonna hurt.
but it didn't do as bad as it could have. It did 4 damage.
All right. So Bardolph tries to lean out of the way. It's a lot faster than he expected it to be, and it still manages to graze a uh, down to the bone deep gash across his chest, ripping through his white shirt and staining it red.
And that would be your turn. You see this automaton in front of you that just gashed you open.
Right. I'm going to use a key point and use my dash technique to
Okay.
kind of like parkour up the wall and like spin over and past the thing so I'm at its back.
Okay.
That's a bonus action. And I'm gonna flurry of blows twice.
Okay. You have a negative 3.
Damn. Straight rolls.
Yep.
So that'll hit. That's a 6.
Okay.
That's a 9. That's a 3. That's a 5. So half of them hit.
Okay, roll
This
your.
is why
Mhm.
4 plus 3 is 7 and 7. 14 points of damage.
Damn.
So his furry knuckles punch through the bark and chip off parts of the outer bark of this wooden automaton, leaving not like splinters, but knuckle impressions in the wood.
You watch as Vivian's like, "Are you alright, Wolfie?"
Just chark the thing.
She readies a fireball in her hand and throws it at the thing, and you can feel the heat from the
Okay.
automaton. Like if it wasn't standing in front of you, it would have hit you too.
I know. That's why I'm behind it.
She readies another one and chucks a second one from the other hand.
So this time with the whole whoosh of the fire and the heat and the light, and Bardolph kind of smells his fur get singed like on his arm that he's using to cover his face, and he's like, "This broad is dangerous. She can throw 2 danger-ass spells in like less than 7 seconds."
The automaton, seeing the fire being thrown at him, is going to head towards her.
Attack of opportunity because he left my
Yep.
zone of influence.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Nat 10,
Damn.
9 points of damage.
Gets hit in the back as you leave another knuckle imprint. Your knuckles are bleeding a little bit, but nothing that's causing too much grief.
And a little superficial skin damage. He's probably used to that.
Yeah. He might have to pick out some splinters later, but that's okay. It goes to slash at her, and she just ducks out of the way.
8 point.
Oh?
Oh, she got out of the way?
Yeah, it rolled a 2.
Okay.
And the creature's making like this awful creaking noise as it walks.
Alright, I'm calling my shot. Is it my move?
Yes.
Okay, I'm calling my shot. I'm gonna take out its knee. I'm gonna use a fate point to tag its negative trait.
Okay.
Needs oil.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's up to you what it does, of course, but I'm assuming that that'll make it slower or weaker.
Yes.
One or the other. Okay, now I'm going to attack its knees.
You're at if you're calling it, it's a -1, or on top of its -3.
Yeah, that missed. So I'm gonna flurry of blows twice.
Okay.
God damn.
That bad, huh?
This would be great if I didn't have that extra -1.
If you're still calling.
Okay. 5 points of damage.
Okay. As you
to the rusty knee joint.
As
Give it a nice snap kick.
Yeah, as you kick it, the knee just caves in and you kick the leg out from underneath it.
Now that it's fallen prone, can I use a fate point to, I don't know, essentially like go again?
I'll allow it. I think this is your last one.
No, I have 3 fate points, right?
Yeah. Oh, you've only used 2. This would be your
Yep.
second one. Okay. I'll
So
allow
I'm
you
gonna
to get
flurry of blows
another
again.
attack.
Okay. Do I get a bonus since it's knocked down?
You would get a +1 because it's prone. So it'd be a -2.
Yeah, I got you. Didn't help.
Still that bad.
Bardolph tries to axe kick it in the face, and it just kind of like turns its head slightly to the side, and just Bardolph's heel bounces off of it, doing no noticeable damage.
Okay, you watch as the red, who's basically like it almost fell on top of her, steps back a bit and produces some sort of like greenish hued magic from her hands and flings it at the thing. And girl got a nat 10. And you watch as this greenish thing starts to slowly dissolve part of it.
Is that Aussian magic?
Yes.
So Bardolph is intrigued because what she seemed to do, he has like some kind of like instinctual understanding of more or less what she did.
And then,
She's gonna attack again, or
yep, and miss that time, nearly hitting him in the process.
Ugh! Watch it! You almost
Sorry,
hit my tail.
that'd be such a waste. The construct uses part of its movement.
Usually in my system, I use bonus action.
Yeah.
Cost its bonus action.
Gets its bonus action to get up and goes to slash at Bardolph.
Patient events. Oh no, wait, it's not a reaction. It's a
Nope,
bonus action.
that would hit, doing a whole 1 point of damage as it barely just grazes his arm.
Losing your touch there, Springy.
Uh, it is his go now.
Okay, I'm gonna use my last fate point for. I'm gonna activate my feral strength
Okay.
for damage bonus.
Okay.
I'm going to use dash as my bonus action to like vault it, like front flip over it.
Okay.
That way I can be flanking it.
When you get your when you use your feral strength for a +4.
Okay, so now that I'm flanking, I get a +1, and I'm gonna use 2 more key points. At this point, I'm running really low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've used 8 key points out of 10. Nope. That's more like it. So that's a nat 10, so that's double damage, so that's 4 times 2 is 8
How do you want
plus
to do this?
7. Oh, okay. Plus 7 was 8 plus 7 is 15. Now I had 2 more attacks. So Bardolph uses his feral strength, and his muscles actually like bulge. Like he gets slightly more bulky as his whole body tenses, and he starts striking not with fists but with claws, and he sinks his claws into the thing's face and rakes at it. He avoids the spinning blade on one arm, catches the spinning blade on the other as it goes past, and wraps his leg around it and uses like an armbar to snap it off, and he uses its bladed arm to chop its head off as if hewing a tree.
Oh, nice. Good job, Wolfie.
Stay down. He drops its arm on it. And he turns and he looks and he kind of like squints at her for a second, not remembering who she is or that she was even there. Thanks.
She puts her hand up towards the where he's got scratched and like runs her finger across it. That looks unpleasant.
I'm gonna need stitches.
I can take care of that.
Much obliged.
No, you won't need stitches. I can take care of that. And she touches his chest, and
Okay, well, he obviously likes being touched.
his wound heals up a little bit. He heals up 5 points.
Which I think is actually all the damage he's taken.
Yeah, so his wound would heal.
And the other one.
Yep.
Huff, that's something.
Well, I mean, I'm getting a little low with spells, but I figured you did take the brunt of the damage, so.
Yeah, that's what you hired me for.
And you're doing a damn good job of it. Let's go investigate the cottage, Wolfie.
You could quit touching my chest if you wanted to. I'm not going to complain if you don't.
She pulls her hand away. Your fur's soft.
He kind of like dips his nose and kind of like, as he's turning, he like turns his head into it and kind of like shakes his head like as if he's shaking off, like being stunned almost like. And he quickly mounts the steps and like braces up against the wall and kind of like pokes his head inside and takes a look and sniffs a little bit and looks around.
Roll a perception with your smell and hear.
A whopping 6.
Oh, well, that's better than, not a 6.
Oh, okay. Look, my options are 6 or nat 1.
Oof.
I can only fail that actually. If there's anything making it more difficult, I would have failed. Or
right.
If I would have rolled any lower, it would have been nat 1 because I rolled a 2.
You see this like dusty cottage, and there's a chair that was sitting in front of the door, which looks maybe like from where the dust is around it. It looks like that was where the automaton was.
Okay.
And
Didn't think automatons would need to sit.
And then there looks to be some other dusty things, like there's a chest sitting in the corner that probably immediately catches his attention because there's usually stuff in those. And a broom leaned up against the corner.
Really not interested in the broom. Gonna go check the chest.
Okay, you guys head into the. Do you want me to check the chest first, Wolfie, just in case?
He just like pulls his hands back. He's like, you know what? Maybe you should look.
Okay.
It looks like a normal chest to me, but
well,
I just fought a log with blade arms, so.
Right. Well, I've got a few more left, so she waves her hands in a odd motion over the chest. It's magic, or at least.
So he gives it like a playful kick with the tip of his boot. It moves. He like kind of like pushes her behind him as he races to like get tackled or something.
And this chest sprouts 4 legs and horns as it when it.
That's one weird looking mimic, he says.
It sort of growls at him. And then just roots itself back in the corner.
I scare it.
It sticks its tongue out too.
It has a tongue? Bardolph realizes that this is getting childish and cartoonish, so he becomes the better person and just like folds his arms and looks away. I'll
Well,
not stoop to that level.
that is certainly interesting. Hmm. It didn't seem to attack you when you kicked it. She.
It's got an attitude, though. For a steamer trunk, it's got an attitude.
Well, certainly interesting. Exactly the kind of thing I like to find. She walks over to it. Come on. Don't stay curled up in there all day.
Bardoff starts looking around for something else more interesting.
Roll a perception check.
Yay, 9.
Okay. He sees on one of the tables what looks to be something really shiny.
Oh. What is it?
It's a looks to be like gemstones.
So he goes over and he starts like casually looking at the gems, like one would coolly evaluate an obviously interested potential partner.
Hmm.
And he kind of walks around the table that they're on, looking at them from different directions, seeing the light glimmer in them. And then he swipes them, just like grabs them all, and you know, says, sticks them in his pocket, and walks back over to the red, to Vivian.
At this point, the chest is rubbing its up against her leg.
Ew! Stop that! Bad Chester thing. Er, I'm gonna call you Chester. Back!
Oh.
He kicks at it.
It almost bites the tip of his boot.
Try your luck. I'll turn you into firewood.
Oh, don't be mean to it. It's adorable. What do you
It's a
have
steamer
in
trunk.
you, Chester? I like that name.
I mean, it just kind of came out, chest or something, chest or just Chester.
And it
So I
spits.
take it, its leather tongue rolls out. And there's something on it.
Yes. There appears to be some sort of wooden stick of some kind.
A stick.
Ooh.
Somebody put a stick in there.
It's
Great.
not just a stick. It's carved intricately. That's not just a stick. Thank you,
Is it a
boy.
wand? Is
Oh,
it a wand?
yes,
It looks
it
like a wand.
is.
Bardolph's ears are like peaked, and he's his he's a little bit fluffed up around his neck, and he's like, ooh, magic-y things. He knows it. He knows that wands are like used for magic. He assumes that they cast spells.
Mm-hmm.
He
This
he
will
pats
be.
Chester. You got anything else in there? He's kind of interesting, huh? Do you?
Then this one is a small satchel, like a small coin pouch almost.
Bardolph raises an eyebrow and just kind of like looks looks at her. Is this magic too?
I don't know. Well, I can't tell you right now.
He grabs it and he opens the satchel.
There appears to be a few copper in there and a ring,
Ooh,
just a silver band ring with a carved on the inside a language you don't quite understand.
hey, do you know what this says? He says, showing her the ring,
She
while he pulls
looks.
the gemstones out of his pocket and starts dropping them into the bag.
Find something interesting.
We're gonna split the shinies.
That we are. Just don't hide anything.
I wasn't hiding it. I'm showing it to you. I'm putting them in the bag right in front of you. Look, you can even frisk me if you want.
You'd like that too much.
Yeah, pretty much. He
No.
hands her the bag with the gems as well.
Oh. Well, we'll get these exchanged, and it says Evermore.
Evermore.
Mm-hmm. It's written in a
Uh,
specific script that's not from Page. It's interesting.
not from Paige, like at all. Like
No, actually, this is from Neverland.
Neverland's a myth, right? It's like, you know,
They say it
people don't grow
is.
up there.
They say it is.
Supposedly, like there's like slightly less obnoxious fairies called pixies.
So let's get out of here and take our new friend with us. He's not
I got
only
us.
a adorable little chest, he's a bag of holding.
He's a what?
A bag that can hold far more than it seems.
Bartles is like, really? And he like opens the chest and like sticks his head in there.
And like he doesn't remember sticking like even what happens. All he can feel is Red pulling him out of the chest.
Whoa.
Don't climb into a bag of holding.
he grins at her stupidly. You smell good.
Thank you.
So, it took us like hours to get here. It's gonna be dark. We might as well stay in.
Camp?
There's a we're in a cottage. Why camp?
True. Hopefully there's nothing spooky. It's only one bed though. Guess we'll have to share.
Yeah, I mean, if you were gonna tell me to sleep on the floor, I was gonna fight you over it. So yeah, sharing works for me.
Hmm.
I'll check the kitchen. And yeah, you didn't bring any supplies. Never mind. I'll go hunting. You find some way to cook.
Okay. Have
He
fun,
pulls out his
Wolfie.
pocket. He pulls out his pocket bacon, shoves it in his mouth, and just kind of like nods and like like his tongue kind of like goes out to the side and like pulls in the last half strip of bacon that was hanging out. He proceeds to uh, stalk off into the woods in some random direction, so long as he can find his way back. And as he will go hunting.
Yep.
So is that end of scene one?
Yep. That scene obviously ended with the two of them having a very good evening, and we'll flash forward to about almost 2 years later.
So they've been adventuring for quite some time, and at the rate that she finds trouble, I imagine he's got several new scars
Yeah,
and a lot of new stories. Also, I think at this point they probably would have destroyed that magic fountain.
probably. They probably would have just recently, or actually, no, they destroyed it about a year prior to the game start. So yeah,
Okay, so yeah, so math is hard, but I think it would have been a couple of months ago.
yeah.
Where are we and what are we doing?
You guys are just recently found
Oh
a
God, she's still sticking around, and she saw him all lunaticked out 24-ish times.
yeah.
My God, I'm surprised he doesn't have wolf pups on the way. Sorceresses, they have practical applications for magic too.
Yep. You guys are. You had just recently discovered of course, the magic fountain, and discovered a interesting artifact that you're not quite sure what it is, and it almost seems like she's withholding information about it from you.
Has he tried asking,
Yeah,
what's it look like? What does
it's
he know about it?
well, it's this. It looks like part of a jewel, like a piece of a jewel that has been cut in very. It looks like it's been shattered.
You
It's
know, I still think we should sell that shiny thingamabob you keep thinking about.
no, it's going to be useful. It'll. It's very powerful, or will be.
So, Red, you know,
What is it?
I like you. You know that, right?
Well, I mean, you stick around, Wolfie.
I mean, I really like you, Red. Like,
I know. I love you too, Wolfie.
oh, thank God you said it, so I didn't have to. I was like physical pain trying to make that happen. Oh, that's so good to hear. He wraps her in a hug and then grabs her head and pulls her into, a passionate kiss. And he's like, "So I was thinking, which
Yeah.
you tried to discourage me from doing, but I do it anyways. You know, you can't tell me not to think. Come on." But anyways, so I would kind of like to introduce you to what's left of my caravan sometime.
Oh.
And not really like settle down. Keep doing this because this is great. Adventuring is something that's really special. But I'm thinking about the future, and you're like gathering these powerful artifacts, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's great whenever you use one to save my ass. But at the same time, what for, Red? What
Well,
what are you?
I
I've been wondering this for like a year. What are you accumulating this power for?
well, honestly, I just like having them, having the power, feeling the rush. It started out as preferring history and getting all of its knowledge and but I don't know, recently I feel like there might be something greater, something more
You haven't been the
powerful.
same since you picked up that damn rock.
Yeah, I've been just the
Um,
same.
no, Red, I don't know. You, you're not talking to me the same.
How am I
You,
not?
you're telling me what I want to hear for one.
I always usually tell you what you want to hear, Wolfie. Usually
Mm,
what
He
you
he
want
he tries not to melt. He tries to stay strong. Do I have to roll willpower? I'll roll willpower.
to.
He fails and proceeds to just kind of like leans his head into the cup of her hand. He's like, "Look, I'm sorry.
It's alright, Wolfie.
I don't typically think about the future farther than like maybe 30 days in advance or 3 days in advance. Yeah, three. That's what I meant to say. I don't know. It kind of worries me. You know, seeing
Don't
you
be.
so driven after something that we don't even know what it is.
I don't know. I don't know
But we'll
either.
find
I
it.
just. Yep.
I'll help you find it. See?
Thank you,
And
Wolfie.
then, and then he says, I don't know.
What
Maybe
me?
we'll take a month off, go somewhere cozy,
Hmm.
make a wolf pup.
Oh! Wanting to settle down and have a family already.
What part of not settling down don't you understand?
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna
if.
probably gonna get killed doing this gig.
I don't think you will. Don't worry. I got your back, Wolf,
I
just
know
as
you
you've
do.
got mine.
And your front, and he wraps his arms around her waist, and he's like, and everything else, and kisses her, and
A scoundrel as always.
you like it.
Of
He
course I
lets
do.
go and adjusts his vest and hat. It's still new, and he's not really used to the way that the hat shifts whenever he tilts his head and stuff. It's not quite the right size. He needs to get a new one. And anyways, his eyes are sparkling whenever he looks at her. He's like, yeah, I know. You're the only person I would trust to pull me out of a fire. Everybody else can just kind of go hang.
Well, I'm glad. You're probably the only one I would trust as well, Wolfie.
I mean, I'd count on you, Red. I do, really do.
I know.
And what's it been? This has been like 5 years since I left my caravan, and most of that time I spent relying on just me. So I don't
Well,
know. It's nice, but it makes me feel I don't. What's this word for like without teeth and claws, without armor? What's the word? Vulnerable. Yeah, trust somebody else like that. To depend on somebody. but at the same time, it feels really good.
Well, I'm glad.
It's somehow freeing. I mean, you've seen me at my lowest, for damn sure. Uh, 24 times, and you know what? I'm not in prison or dead, so that's good.
Well,
He says
someone has to
his
keep you occupied when you're like that.
I really wish I could remember those nights in details. I just can't. I just really can't.
Some of the best nights, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm surprised I don't leave you with scars, woman. Keep talking like that, and then we're not ever gonna get to the town we're heading to.
You guys head towards the town that you're headed to. There, there's some moments where she's a bit more quiet than usual. Not as much sass.
Yeah, he's noticed that she's been a little less sassy, you might say. Um, but he kind of just attributes it to being used to each other's company, and he's comfortable in the silence, unless like there's a squirrel or something that catches his eye.
Chester, don't go off into. Chester, get back here. And he comes running.
I think he likes me better.
I don't think so. I think he likes me better. Isn't that right,
Uh,
boy? And she scratches the top of his lip. And he's just like,
Okay, maybe he likes you better, but at least he listens to me.
well, I
Are
mean,
you sure about this whole like suit thing? He kind of like pulls at the tie, which is already like loosened up, but he's kind of tugging at it to like
she
almost loosen it
she
more. And
pulls him down by the tie to
oh,
meet his eye
good
level.
point. Good point.
I think it suits you.
He's holding breath. He holds his breath and just doesn't say anything.
We're almost there. And then once.
Yeah, we are. Whew, we gotta focus. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it to this town. We're gonna make it on time.
You
He,
guys.
he, he just, kind of plays with the brass button on his open coat, and despite the fact that she got him a she they ordered him a custom like three-piece suit. He never wears it properly. Like he hates the tie, and he just kind of like lets it hang mostly open. He always unbuttons the top button as soon as fucking possible. He doesn't close his coat because it's too damn hot for that. And you know it. But other than that, the material's new. It stays. It's still starched for Pete's sake. So you it has the original brass buttons on it, and he thinks they're kind of shiny, and he's not used to wearing anything that's even a little bit shiny.
You guys get to the town.
And it has pockets. Even his vest has pockets, which is so great.
You enjoying your new suit, Wolfie?
I don't know. I mean, it's got pockets. I like pockets. Pockets are awesome.
More
You can put
pockets for
things
you to
in them.
put your bacon in.
Look, okay, that was one time, and I was desperate. I typically put it in Chester now.
Chester is a very good for storage. Nothing ever seems to go bad.
But yeah, like that time that I put like half a deer in there, then forgot about it for a month.
Like that.
Fresh as the day I put it in there.
You really should keep better track of what you have in him. Like an itemized list, and she pulls out the journal with an itemized list of everything in Chester.
You know, with all that magic power, you couldn't just make something that like does it for me.
Nah, it'd be too easy for you.
He quirks an eyebrow. Is like nothing with you is nearly as easy as it seems.
You guys get to the
I just
town.
make it look easy because I'm that damn good. He says, strolling down Main Street.
Oh, always puffing up your chest.
Well, I mean, my lungs are pretty big. I can blow entire houses down.
Hmm. Listen,
A townswoman, young, probably early 20s, well endowed, and with a slightly revealing dress walks by, and he just like tracks her shamelessly.
Hmm.
He
You're
catches his hat
staring
and it tries to
again.
fall off of his head. Huh?
You're
What'd you say?
staring again.
I couldn't hear you over the sound of how awesome that was.
Oh, please, wipe
I
the
can
drool
look, damn
from
it.
your mouth.
He
No.
like quickly like dabbed at the corner of his mouth to see that to make sure he wasn't drooling.
No, I know you can look. That's fine.
I ain't dead yet. We've had some close calls, but
Yeah,
not
we
yet.
have. So let's get this damn information and then have a night's rest and we'll go get this, hopefully, if my information is correct, other piece that we need.
Yeah. We don't really know what we need it for, Viv.
But we need it.
He just walks up. He was lagging like half a step behind her, and he catches up and throws an arm around her waist and pulls her close and, walks with her like that to wherever they're going.
You guys head to an enchanter's place and you walk in.
You should maybe get your cloak enchanted to like self repair. It's starting to get kind of worn out.
Ah, doesn't need it. I like the look.
Hedge witch?
Ah, distinguished.
Yeah, gives it character. He says, uh, idly touching the new scar across his eye. It's still a little bit pink and puffy.
Kind of like how your scars give you character. Every time you get one, you just become more and more attractive.
I think you just say that to keep me on the payroll.
Oh, I think we're long past those days.
But it's so pretty. He says, pulling out the charter. I just don't want to get rid of it. I mean, look at that calligraphy. You're
Well,
mad
I'm
skills, woman.
glad you enjoy my handwriting, Wolfie. Now let's go in and
Uh,
get this information.
you know what? I'm just not going to talk about how much I like your hands. That's
You
moving on.
guys get into the enchanter shop, and there's a young man in there adjusting bottles.
Who are you and where's the enchanter?
Excuse me. The young man turning around with short, scruffy brown hair, blue eyes, freckled skin, wearing what looks to be like wizard robes almost.
You must be his apprentice or something. Tell
N-
him that we're
uh,
here to do serious business.
you're looking at him.
Bardoff, like, rubs his eyes, looks back, squints a little bit. I don't know, you're pretty young.
Well, I'm pretty skilled too.
Yeah, but we're looking for someone who knows things, kid.
I
What's
wouldn't
that?
call me a kid if I were you.
Bardoff has already lost the conversation. He has found some kind of probably semi-mechanical, half magic bauble that doesn't even, if it does anything, he doesn't know what it does. It just stares at it like, whoa.
You were so easily distracted.
I'm working on it.
And it's already nowhere near the full moon.
I've got a lot of things on my mind, right? Like, what is this and what does it do? He pokes a very thin glass rod with some kind of red liquid in it that has like little black tick marks all along the side.
It gauges the
Hmm.
temperature.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, you make a whole wand just for that?
Not a wand. What is it you need?
Bardoff looks kind of put out, butts it back.
The two of them talk information as he's going around scrolling the whole store.
Pretty much.
She looks really pleased as she's talking to him.
If Bardoff notices that, he's going to like walk up beside her, behind her, like lean down into her ear and be like, "You're drooling."
Hush you.
He goes back to looking for something more interesting to keep his attention than the enchanter.
But yeah, they get finished with their conversation. Thank you very much for your information. This will definitely help with what we need. My pleasure.
You know, Chester, I, I've tried. I've tried, buddy. But I can't teach you tricks. You're just too damn dumb. We've tried play dead. We've tried roll over, and you got nothing. You're defective. You're a defective pet. That's what
He
you
just
are.
starts licking the side of his leg,
Uh,
which there's no saliva.
I know. Just Bartolf just like runs his hand high pressure down the center of his face, like weary of dealing with Chester. Come on, you freaking overglorified milk crate. Let's go.
The Vivian walks away from the enchanter. Exactly what we needed to know. Not too far outside of town, there is ruins.
It sounds like our typical fare.
Yeah.
What's the chances that there's enough shiny inside that I might be able to buy myself a new hat?
Well,
He says, fidgeting with the hat that's just like one size too small, and he doesn't want to like force it on.
I'm sure
He
there'll
gives
be
up and throws it
plenty.
into Chester.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of shine.
He loosens his tie again. All right, let's go.
You two head out into the woods a little ways, and you find what appears to be like stone broken steps.
Like, as in they're impassable, or like they're just damaged and you can still go up.
They're damaged, but it looks like they were supposed to be going into the ground.
Hmm. You know, one of these days we're gonna have to get my wolf form a suit. He says, and he's just stripping. Like she's not shifting because he doesn't want to damage the clothes. He's just like he's stark ass naked, you know,
You're
putting
gonna
his
give
clothes
me
on the
ideas if
dresser.
you keep that up.
Oh, it's not like you don't see this like every damn night.
True.
Then he shifts and pulls out his shredded baggy pants that he had at the beginning, and he's got like wraps that he wraps around his calves to keep them in place, and he's like, "All right, let's do this."
I think this is illusionary. She picks up a rock, chucks it down towards where the stairs go.
And the rock, I guess, disappears through the
Yep,
boulders that are caving it in.
yep.
Ah, I mean, probably could have told that it was illusion. Thanks. Maybe could tell. I knew that. He heads down.
Don't
He heads
feel
down.
don't feel self-conscious, Wolf. I know you can't see magic like I can.
You cheat. You're
I,
sorceress.
that's not
All sorceresses
cheating.
cheat.
How is that cheating?
I'm sorry. It's hustling.
There we go. Good boy.
He gives her a not so happy look at the phrase good boy.
Oh, now you're frowning at it.
Yeah, I never have liked that particular phrase. Just say it brings up bad memories. I don't want to talk about it. Let's go. Come on. Shiny, 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 shiny. He goes through the illusion, following the wall with one hand.
You guys get down.
Red, red, it's dark in here.
Hold on. Calm down, Wolfie. You watch as, like, 3 globules of light just spring forth from her hand.
That's better. I'm not afraid of the dark. Can see.
I thought wolves could see in the dark, but I guess not.
Not in pitch black. I have better night vision than you have day vision.
That's true. You have led
This is
me
different.
through the woods quite a few times.
Yeah, as I recall, at least one of those we had a mob of villagers at our back.
Yeah, that was true. That
Which was your fault, by the
fountain.
way.
Yeah,
Still your
well,
fault. You can't go
well,
around blowing up people's fountains, Red. They don't like it.
I didn't mean to blow it up.
It just so happens that where your fireball landed, pixie dust spilled out of the walls. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least we got plenty of pixie dust from it. And we were able to buy you that nifty new suit, now weren't we?
I mean, yeah, but you kept most of the pixie dust.
Well, yeah. I mean, I did say
What are
when
you
we
gonna?
first started
What
this
are
that
you gonna do with it?
that stuff is incredibly useful for enchanting.
Well, you better enchant me a suit that shifts when I shift. Buff.
I'll be on my list, Wolfie.
He's staying about 10 feet ahead, um, trying to keep the lights at his back so that
Mm-hmm.
he can kind of see what the hell is going on in these ruins.
He gets to a fork in the ruins.
Which way?
She just
He
sort of
sniffs
looks.
both ways, trying to determine if one way obviously like leads out or to water.
Okay, roll a perception.
Not 10. It's a
Damn.
14.
So yeah, one way smells more of metallic smell. And the other one doesn't really smell of too much. And one
This
the
one
hmm,
smells clear, and that one smells like metal.
towards the one of the metal then.
Metal means traps, red.
That means
Uh,
we're in the right direction then, Wolfie.
yeah, resistance theory.
So we should go down the one with the metallic. Keep your eyes out,
He
Wolfie.
he is like straining all of his senses. He is expecting like some kind of nasty trap, and like his hair is standing on end.
Okay. You guys travel for a bit of a ways. Roll a perception check.
Not one. I
Oh,
know everything.
oh. As you walk forward,
Don't move. Just freeze. Uh-oh.
roll an agility check.
I actually have agility. Ha ha ha! That's a +1. Haven't got any fate points back, but I kind of feel like I should have fate points back
Yeah,
because it's
you would have your
been two
fate points
years.
back. Yeah, you would have your fate points back.
I rolled a 5,
Oh, plus your agility or
including my agility.
snap.
Oh, tell me it wasn't a bear trap. Tell me it wasn't a bear trap.
It
Tell
was
me it
a
wasn't a bear trap.
it was a bear trap.
How did I not see a bear trap?
And you took
No, seriously, explain to me how I did not see a bear trap
it was
on the
hidden.
floor.
It was hidden with rubble and things, and you rolled a nat 1.
I mean, that doesn't mean that you're blind.
It was hidden by rubble and obscured by stuff.
Okay, I will buy Hidden in the Rubble. Um,
Taking
how much damage?
7 points of damage.
Okay, he doesn't scream properly when he's in wolf form. It actually comes out as like a painful howl.
Wolfie, are you okay?
Never better red.
Don't
I
move.
think
Don't move.
could have broke my fucking shit.
She pries open the. Now move your foot.
He immediately falls out of it. Just like he falls down holding his leg. The wraps that he has wrapping his calf are just like soaked in blood already. Is it broken? I can't tell.
No, it'll be fine. She touches the leg and it starts to heal. 4 points of damage.
Okay. That's a little better.
You
Thanks.
scared me there, Wolfie. I thought you were supposed. Don't you whimper at me.
I don't like traps.
I know. You were the one who's supposed to be keeping watch. How did you miss something so obvious?
I don't know. How did I miss something so obvious?
I mean, it was obscured a bit, but still.
Uh, let's just not tell anybody this part of the story whenever we're telling our story over drinks later, okay? That's kind of embarrassing.
Okay. I'll leave out the part where you got your foot stuck in a bear trap.
It hurt, Red. Still hurts.
I know.
He hops over the sprung trap and looks out for more. Being extra careful.
Roll another perception check. That metallic smell is getting closer.
13. It's not
Okay.
the coppery smell of blood, is it?
No, it's like rusted metal.
Hmm.
You manage to see a pressure plate in the floor.
Is he what?
A pressure plate, like a raised. There's a brick that's a little more raised than the others.
He tells her not to step on that and proceeds not to step on it himself. To lead by examples.
No more traps, hopefully.
No, that's definitely a trap, Red. Don't
Well,
step
no,
on
I
it.
know it's a trap. But you didn't step on it this time.
You know what? You're gonna pay for that later.
Hope so.
He just like refocuses on getting through here alive.
You see a golem made of stone and metal, with bits of jagged metal sticking out of it.
Oh boy.
And it looks fierce. And as you guys
Bardoff like stops, looks down to his left at Vivian and says, "That looks fierce."
It does. Shit. As she walks with you and you guys walk just that little bit closer, as like green light flashes into its eyes of what were empty sockets before.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything, Wolfie. The creature starts to roar to life as it sits up in a upright position because it was slumped over. It's
I don't think we can fight this thing, Red.
We have to, Wolfie. It will be just fine.
All right, standard procedure. I'll keep it busy, and you shoot into the back until it dies.
Okay.
So that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna kite the golem. He hopes that he's faster than it, and he has dash, so he can do lots of dashing.
Okay. He
moves like 60 feet a turn.
Yeah. She you managed to kite the golem for a little bit. She doesn't seem to be shooting it in the back though. You hear rustling in the corner.
Okay. Risk a glance over in the corner.
You watch as she's rifling through something. And it's about that time that, as you weren't paying attention, right in the chest.
Oh, fuck no.
As she picks...
What? What exactly hit me in the chest?
The golem. As it just rakes across, deeply gashing his chest. Nearly making him
Am I still
fall
conscious?
over. He falls to the ground, and as she grabs the thing, her eyes flash green for a second. She just sort of looks over at him, and that's when he goes unconscious.
She spelled me?
You don't know.
That bitch!
And...
Oh, that bitch. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
He wakes...
Oh, she fucking... Oh, ho, she Oz... Oh, ho.
He wakes up, barely consciousness, waking up to something licking his face.
This is highly unusual. You read. He opens his eyes and takes a look.
It's Chester.
Hey, little buddy, what the hell is going on?
Hey, don't move. There's a person standing with Chester. It's the
Who is it?
enchanter.
All right, boss, you win. He like lets himself back down. Wasn't too keen on moving, anyways.
You lost a lot of blood. You're lucky your little buddy here had enough common sense. I don't know if it has common sense or knowledge or something. Was out in the woods and I was looking for ingredients and it led me back here.
Good Chester. I promise that I'll never call you a overglorified egg carton again.
Just stay still. And he he grabs something from his belt and uncorks it. Just
Wait, wait,
what?
where's Red?
There was no one.
Where's Red?
There was no one here other than you.
No, Vivian was here. So you talked to her and
Yeah,
the,
she
the
wasn't.
golem. Where's the golem?
It's not there. It's gone.
Uh, I've got to find her. He snatches whatever potion is in that guy's hand and chugs it.
Hey, you're a wound that bad, even with a potion, with as long as you've probably been out, you shouldn't go anywhere for at least a little bit.
Look, Mr. Enchanter, sir, he says, pulling himself, like, onto his knees. I'm a professional adventurer. I've had worse. And right now, something's not right. The, the golem's gone. The love of my life is gone. I think she cast a spell on. He tries to stand up but falls back down.
It's right.
Oh, okay, okay, you win.
He's in wolf
Just a little
form,
nap.
right?
Yep, just a just a little nap. And he does his best to like shift before he can go to sleep.
Oh, oh, you were that person. Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
I didn't do nothing, he says, rolling over onto his back. I
Okay,
never touched the girl.
come on. And he's trying to heft him up on his shoulder.
Put me on the chest. Come on. Oh, wait. She crawls onto Chester. Good boy. Carry me to town. Mush.
Okay, you guys get back into town.
I guess
And
I guess what he would have said was, as they say in the north, mush.
yeah, you guys get back into town a little ways. He's like, you can stay at my place until you're good to
Yeah.
go.
Where's Vivian?
I don't know. I hadn't seen her since you two went into my shop last. Chester, like,
What
almost.
is it that she was talking to you about?
She was
She was
ask,
being kind of vague about what we were after.
She was asking me about the ruins and the stories of the golem. Because there was stories of a mechanical creature powered
She
by
knew there was gonna.
magic of some kind.
She knew there was gonna be a golem, and she didn't tell me. She knows I hate golems.
I don't know. And she was asking
Ever since
me
that wood golem a couple years ago.
she was asking me about the magic that powered the thing and if I knew anything about uh she said something about Maleficent. I don't know exactly what, but
What do you know about a big rock? I mean, like a really big rock. It's purple, like it's like a cloudy, almost glowy looking amethyst. It looks like it's snapped off like halfway. I think she's looking for that. Do you know anything that fits that description?
I
Oh,
don't.
words are hard. Words are hard.
Hey, let's get
Chester,
you
slow
into the
down.
bed. You guys get into
Uh, uh,
the house and he hefts you up the steps and on to a bed. You need to get some rest. And Chester's climbing up onto the bed with his little legs.
oh no, no. Smack him down, smack him down.
He's before you can smack him down, he spits out a piece of Vivian's cloak.
And he takes it and like, kind of holds it up to his eyes because they won't focus. And the last thing he sees before he passes out is that piece of fabric coming into focus, and his whole world goes black.
And I hope you guys enjoyed this interesting, different foray into the backstory of a character in the campaign. And we'll see you on our next regular scheduled Page Turner.